What's up, TBS crew? It's your boy Steph back with another reaction. This time we have Creepypasta. They stripped us of our shoes. Creepypasta uploaded July 23rd, 2019. Down in the description will be links to Creepypasta's channel, this original video, and to all of my social medias. Get at your boy, see the personal light that I don't upload to YouTube. Without further ado, let's get into it. When I say their names, I be getting them mixed up. His name is Creepypasta, but I was about to say Creepypasta Jr. or something. My bad, brother.
It was around 2 a.m. I was 6 years old. I was diagnosed with ADHD at 4. A symptom of ADHD is insomnia, so I've never fallen asleep easily. I was waiting for the sun to rise so that I could wake up my mom and dad and we could play games. I heard a truck outside. I remember I thought it was odd because I had never heard a car after dark. I decided I would look out the window to see it drive by. I got out of bed and tiptoed to the window.
Be careful with that.
I stuck my finger through the blinds and lifted one up. What I saw was not a truck, but a van. It was one of those vans with no windows in the back. It also wasn't driving by.
Yeah,
It was idling outside of my house.
Pedophile van.
A man stepped out from the passenger side door. He looked up to my window. I froze, knowing there was no way he could see me.
Yeah,
But if I withdrew my finger from the blinds, he could have seen the blinds moving. As I stared, I realized that I recognized the man. I'd seen him once in the grocery store. No, I'd seen him a couple of times at the grocery store. He even talked to me once when my mom told me to go get something from a different aisle, and I was alone. I smiled at the fact that I knew him, and I lifted up my blinds. He noticed. He saw me.
That don't
and
make you
started waving as he put a smile onto his face.
that don't make it safe.
I waved back. He motioned for me to come outside. I nodded and tiptoed to my bedroom door. I gently turned the knob and pulled it open.
Oh my god.
I tiptoed all the way down the stairs and out of the front door.
Who's raising you?
He smiled at me and said, "You ready?"
For what?
I looked at him, confused. "Ready for what?" I whispered. "To go to Disneyland," he exclaimed.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you fall for this shit and you willingly go after what he just said, you deserve whatever happens to you. I hate to say that because you're a child, but you have been bullshitting since this story has started. And I'm sorry to say, I really am, that I'm afraid to know why they're gonna strip you of your shoes, or strip y'all of y'all shoes. Like, oh man, you are playing around with your life, and it has only been 2 minutes and 9 seconds since this video has started. Well, since, you know, what I got right here playing has started. And you've already made like 3 or 4 big ass mistakes. Like, if you go with him, you deserve to get got. It sounds fucked up, but your parents ain't teaching you shit.
"Your parents wanted me to take you tonight." I got excited. I'd never been to Disneyland before, but my friends from school all told me it was the happiest place on earth.
Are y'all hearing this?
He took my hand and led me to his van. He opened the back and told me to sit down and be patient. I walked in and sat on the ground because there were no seats.
Are y'all hearing this?
He closed and locked the doors. The van started moving. After a little while, it stopped again. I was expecting him to open the doors and tell me we're at Disneyland.
Hell no.
But instead, when the doors opened, the man was standing outside with another little boy. "He is going to Disneyland with us," the man told me. I smiled, knowing that I could make a friend on this trip.
Oh my god.
I'd never seen the boy before. He told me his name was Jim, and we became friends instantly.
I bet.
Along the way, we kept stopping, and the man kept putting kids in the back of the van. were at least 10 kids in total by the time we started actually driving to Disneyland. It took a long time to get to our destination. When the man opened the door, it was not what I expected.
I'm in total disbelief.
I thought Disneyland was going to be beautiful, but instead, it was just some big square building. When we walked in, they made us take off our shoes. They then proceeded to split us up and put us into cells.
What?
It reminded me of jail. I sat down in my room and tapped my foot out against the floor in front of me. The next day, I found out where I was, or at least why I was there. These people steal children and take them to their lab. They create these awful fluids and they inject into us and see our reaction towards them. They told us that once they find the right one, they're going to make it go airborne. I went in to get tested the second day I was there. They told me that they were going to go easy on me for the first day.
What?
They strapped me down in a chair. The testing room was a white room with a chair in the middle of it. There was a window on the wall by the door so that the doctors could see the patient's reactions to the injections. They put the needle into my vein. I felt a thumping in my arm, and then my arm went numb. You'd think it wouldn't hurt because I couldn't really feel anything, but the numbness hurt in itself. I have no idea what they've injected me, or anyone else here over the years, but I do know that I've been lucky.
How?
There was a boy named Tom. He went in one day, and every day after that, I would see him staring at walls. He would yell at them as if someone was there. Over time, this got worse, and one night, Tom disappeared. I remember asking the doctor where he went, but all I got in return was, he was a failed experiment. There was also this girl named Meredith. She went in one day, and the next, she was talking to herself. She would repeat all day and all night in a panicked voice, "They're not gonna stop. They're gonna be there when you die. They're not gonna stop. They're gonna be there when you die." Nobody even tried to understand what she meant by that. After a week, she wouldn't stop, and she disappeared too. I think the one that got the worst of them, though, was my best friend Jim.
Damn.
Jim went in one day and came out fine.
They dropping like flies.
The next day, he seemed fine too. We only got one meal a day, and it was lunch. On the third day, at lunch, Jim took his knife and cut his wrists open.
What about 3 hots and a cot?
Everybody screamed, but Jim wasn't fazed, and a couple of seconds later, it healed.
What?
When everybody settled down, Jim whispered to me, "We could escape, you know.
Oh shit, he got
We could run,
superpowers.
and if I ran behind you, every bullet that would shoot at us would hit me, and I'd be fine." I looked at him and smiled. A chance to escape was all we needed. A day after that, Jim got called in again. He didn't get injected though. Instead, the doctor pulled out a knife and told him to cut himself. Jim did.
What?
Repeatedly, he cut himself with a knife, and each cut healed. After that, we started making our plan. One day, though, Jim started scarring. All of the places he had cut himself in before were now big scars. His legs, arms, and even the left side of his face. All of the places the doctor told him to cut were scarred. That night, I heard Jim screaming. He woke everyone up. When the doctor walked into his room, he could see all of the scars on Jim's body begin to open themselves up into the cuts they once were before.
Oh.
That was the night Jim died. I had lost all hope at that point. I had no more friends, no plan to escape, and worst of all, no bad injections. There were a lot of worse injections and outcomes,
Like what?
but I don't think I can put those on here. It was easy to want to die in that place. A lot of pain accompanied the injections. We were surrounded by death. I was alone for 4 years, just hoping that the next injection would kill me.
Damn.
But none of them did.
This is so dark.
I think the happiest day of my life was when I heard the police were coming. Maybe it was just a rumor, but it was enough to give me hope. And even better, the doctor didn't know about the police. The kid was the one that saw them. I had one question I needed to ask the doctor, though. I found him and asked, "Sir, why did you make us take off our shoes when we got here?"
Right.
The doctor replied with, "Shoes take away the pain. When you wear shoes, you can't feel the ground you walk upon. You can't feel the rock you accidentally kick or the goat head you step on. I didn't want the same reaction to the injections. I needed you to feel the pain." The police somehow got through the iron doors. They saved all of the kids. They shot the doctor as he was trying to escape, as well as all the other workers. Needless to say, they deserved it. I had lost track of time in that place. When I went in, I was 6. But when I got out, I was 15.
Damn.
I hadn't wore a pair of shoes in 9 years. It's something one doesn't think about until they go through it. The police found my dad and sent me back to him. My dad was ecstatic to see me. My mom had killed herself because of the guilt she faced. She thought there was something she could have done to save you from this.
Damn.
My dad told me. I also found out that the farmer that owned the land had died years before I even got to the building. They built it a year after they found out no one owned the land.
Everybody dying.
A new farmer bought the land recently and saw the weird building in the back. He didn't know how to address it as he was told the land was empty. So he called the police. And he saved a lot of lives by doing so. I'm so thankful for that man. Everything is weird now. I'd gotten used to my schedule in that place. Now, I don't know what to do. I have to deal with life as if 9 years weren't just stolen from me. I miss Jim every day. I always think about how life would be if we had both made it out of there alive. The thoughts are haunting. I still don't know what injection was supposed to be the right one. And I still haven't been able to get used to shoes.
Damn, so you basically spent almost a decade in forced solitude. It's all bad. All bad. So shoes, apparently, I mean, he has some valid points. You can't feel the ground you walk upon. You can't feel the rocks you kick. You can't, feel certain things if you have shoes on, because that's what they're meant for, to protect the foot. But it's like, really, the shoes though? Like, I mean, I'm not, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I'm like, if anything, I'm gonna let you, if I was the weird crazy motherfuckers in here, I'd be like, I'll let you keep your shoes, but you need to be stripped of your clothing, because I'm pretty sure your clothes protect you more than your shoes do. I could be wrong. I don't know. It may be 50-50. I don't know. What did y'all think of this story, though? Because this threw me all the way off. And to think none of this would have happened had you not been so gullible just because you recognized him from the grocery store a few times. Oh, he's automatically safe. I could go along with him and know he won't do anything to me. Like, you a fool. You a whole ass. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. If you enjoyed the reaction, leave a like, a comment, and share the video. And if you really liked it, subscribe to the channel and tap that bell icon so you will get notified every time your boy Steph drop new content, which I do 7 times a week. That is all I got for y'all this time around. Your boy Steph is out.